Picture Britain in the early 1980s, champagne glasses clinking outside grand hotels, ambitious young bankers striding through gleaming business districts, and country estates glowing with newfound wealth. Britain was changing, and so was the meaning of success. Suddenly, the car parked outside your office mattered more than ever. But which machines truly earned that legendary status, and which ones merely chased it? One car on this list became so iconic it permanently redefined British luxury itself, though we won't reveal it just yet. Stay close, because number 10 already demands your attention. Number 10. Aston Martin V8 Vantage. In the cold light of a British winter morning, something thunderous would rumble out of a Newport Pagnell workshop, and every head on the street would turn to find it. This was the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, built by hand, sold to the very few, and feared by nothing on the road. Manufactured by Aston Martin, it had arrived in 1977 wearing the proud title of Britain's first true supercar, and through the 1980s it only grew louder in legend. Beneath its long, brooding bonnet sat a hand-built 5.3-litre V8, fed by 4 Weber carburetors, producing power figures the factory itself refused to confirm. Inside, leather and wood blended with quiet British understatement, a cabin built for men who never needed to shout about success. Owning one said you had arrived somewhere most people only dreamed of. Few younger enthusiasts today realize just how rare these cars actually were. But while the Vantage roared, another British car was about to whisper its way into the same elite garages. Number 9. Lotus Esprit Turbo. If the Aston Martin spoke through power, the next car spoke through theatre, and Britain couldn't stop watching. The Lotus Esprit Turbo, launched by Lotus Cars in 1980, looked like nothing else on British roads, its razor-sharp wedge-shaped design by Giorgetto Giugiaro turning every motorway into a catwalk. Beneath that dramatic bodywork sat a 2.2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, sending the Esprit towards speeds that genuinely startled rival manufacturers. James Bond had already made the shape famous, and by the 1980s, owning one meant joining a very small, very glamorous club. The cabin was tight, low, and unapologetically focused, wrapped in rich Connolly leather that whispered exclusivity rather than shouted it. Young executives and ambitious entrepreneurs chased this car as a badge of arrival, proof they'd broken away from the ordinary. Would you have risked the practicality for that kind of head-turning drama? Collectors still search desperately for clean examples today. Yet for those wanting space alongside their status, an entirely different British icon awaited. Number 8. Range Rover Vogue. Picture a gravel driveway outside a country house, frost on the lawn, and a gleaming Range Rover Vogue parked like it owned the place. Built by Land Rover, this version of the original 1970 design transformed an honest off-roader into one of the decade's most coveted status symbols. The In Vogue Special Edition arrived in 1981 after an unexpected magazine collaboration sparked overwhelming demand from wealthy customers. Under the bonnet sat a 3.5-litre V8, smooth, capable, and equally at home crossing fields or gliding through London traffic. Inside, thick carpets, wood trim, and plush leather replaced the hosed-down practicality of earlier models entirely. Landowners, bankers, and society figures alike found it answered a very particular British fantasy, blending countryside heritage with unmistakable wealth. Owning one said you belonged equally to the city and the shires, without compromising on either. Can you imagine arriving at a country hotel in one of these? Many overlook just how revolutionary that shift in luxury truly was. But further down our countdown, an even older British nameplate refused to be left behind. Number 7. Daimler 66. While the wealthy explored country fields, others preferred their luxury delivered with quieter, old-money restraint, and that's exactly what Daimler offered. Produced by Jaguar under the historic Daimler mark, the 66 carried Britain's grandest automotive heritage into the 1980s with effortless confidence. Built upon the Jaguar XJ platform, it housed a glorious 5.3-litre V12 engine, famous for its near-silent refinement and astonishing smoothness at speed. The 66 wore a fluted chrome grille, deep carpets, and lambswool rugs, signaling heritage rather than flashiness to anyone who noticed. Comfort came first here, with seats designed more for relaxed boardroom conversation than aggressive driving thrills. Senior executives, diplomats, and old aristocratic families gravitated toward it precisely because it never needed to prove anything loudly. Owning a Daimler whispered generational wealth, the kind that didn't arrive overnight through a lucky deal. If you've never sat inside one, the silence alone explains everything about its appeal. Yet one rival saloon was busy redefining what British luxury performance could actually mean. Number 6. Jaguar XJS. Some cars chased comfort, others chased speed, but the Jaguar XJS managed to blend both into something genuinely seductive. Built by Jaguar from 1975 onward, it found its true cultural moment during the 1980s, fueled partly by remarkable racing success under Tom Walkinshaw Racing. Beneath that long, sweeping bonnet sat a 5.3-litre V12, capable of effortless cruising yet thrillingly fast when pushed hard. The cabin combined leather, wood veneer, and a driving position that made every journey feel like a private occasion. Its racing triumphs throughout the decade, including European touring car glory, gave the XJS genuine performance credibility beyond mere image. Successful professionals who wanted glamour without sacrificing British engineering pride often chose this car above continental rivals. Owning an XJS suggested someone confident enough to want both elegance and genuine speed. Would you have chosen Jaguar's Grand Tourer over flashier European alternatives? That racing pedigree quietly built a reputation many enthusiasts still chase today. But Jaguar's true flagship saloon was waiting patiently at the very heart of British boardrooms. Number 5. Jaguar XJ6. If there was one car every successful British businessman secretly wanted parked outside their office, it was this one. Produced by Jaguar, the XJ6 entered the 1980s in Series 3 guise before being completely reborn in 1986 as the all-new XJ40. Power came from Jaguar's celebrated XK straight-six engine, prized for decades for its smoothness, refinement, and unmistakable character on the road. Inside, polished walnut dashboards and supple leather seating created an atmosphere closer to a gentleman's club than a motor car. The ride was famously serene, gliding over British roads with a composure few rivals could genuinely match. Bank directors, solicitors, and company chairmen chose the XJ6 because it represented quiet, established success rather than showy new wealth. Owning one told colleagues you'd arrived without ever needing to announce it. That wasn't the most impressive part of Jaguar's story this decade, though. Many overlook how close British Leyland's troubles came to losing this legendary nameplate altogether. Yet one final saloon still outranked even Jaguar in pure prestige terms. Number 4. Rover SD1 Vandenplas. Before German executive saloons dominated company car parks, British boardrooms had their own homegrown answer, and it commanded genuine respect. Built by Rover, the SD1 Vandenplas represented the range-topping version of a striking, wedge-shaped executive saloon first launched in 1976. Power came from the smooth 3.5-litre Rover V8, an engine borrowed decades earlier but still wonderfully refined for its era. The Vandenplas trim added thick leather, extra wood veneer, and additional equipment that genuinely separated it from lesser SD1 variants. Its dramatic styling, inspired partly by Ferrari design language, made it look far more expensive than its price tag suggested. Middle managers climbing the corporate ladder saw the Vandenplas as a meaningful milestone, proof their hard work was finally being recognized. Owning one said you'd outgrown ordinary company cars without yet reaching boardroom royalty. Many younger drivers today have genuinely never heard this car's remarkable story. One upcoming model, however, completely transformed Britain's idea of accessible automotive prestige. The next car appealed to an entirely different, far wealthier kind of buyer. Number 3. Bentley Mulsanne Turbo. By the 1980s, Britain had fallen in love with new money, and Bentley quietly built the perfect car to celebrate it. Produced by Bentley Motors from 1982, the Mulsanne Turbo revived a once sleepy marque struggling for relevance against its Rolls-Royce sibling. Fitted with a Garrett turbocharger, the 6.75-litre V8 delivered a 50% power increase over the standard car, transforming Bentley's image overnight. Inside, polished walnut, thick lambswool carpets, and hand-stitched leather created an atmosphere of serious, understated wealth. Unlike the more traditional Rolls-Royce, the Mulsanne Turbo attracted a different crowd entirely, ambitious financiers and self-made entrepreneurs rather than old aristocracy. Owning one suggested rapid, modern success rather than generations of inherited privilege. Many collectors still search for genuine Turbo R examples, prized for their dramatically improved handling from 1985 onward. Few people expected Bentley's quiet comeback to happen so dramatically within a single decade. Yet one final mark still towered above every other British status symbol on this list. Number 2. Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit. There was only ever one answer when someone asked what the most prestigious car in Britain truly was. Built by Rolls-Royce Motors at Crewe, the Silver Spirit launched in 1980, immediately becoming the new benchmark for automotive luxury across the entire decade. Beneath its imposing bonnet sat a 6.75-litre V8, deliberately understated in its output figures, because Rolls-Royce simply refused to discuss something so vulgar as horsepower. The cabin wrapped occupants in thick Wilton carpets, fine leather, and polished veneers crafted individually by skilled Crewe artisans. Its self-leveling suspension delivered a famously serene ride, gliding over potholes as though they simply didn't exist. By the decade of conspicuous wealth, owning a Silver Spirit represented a rival at the very summit of British success. Bankers, industrialists, and celebrities alike chose it specifically because nothing else carried quite the same unmistakable weight. The real surprise, though, appears with our final car, which somehow eclipsed even this legendary name. Few could have predicted what would ultimately claim the top position on Britain's automotive throne. Number 1. Aston Martin Lagonda. After everything we've explored, one car still defined an entire era of British ambition more completely than any other. Built by Aston Martin, the wedge-shaped Lagonda became the ultimate statement saloon throughout the 1980s, with each example hand-built and reserved for a remarkably select few. Beneath its dramatic, low-slung bonnet sat a 5.3-litre V8, delivering smooth, effortless power befitting its astonishing price tag. Inside waited something no other British car dared attempt, a fully digital dashboard with touch-sensitive controls, glowing like something pulled straight from science fiction. Styling came courtesy of designer William Townes, whose razor-edged folded paper silhouette made every other luxury saloon look instantly outdated by comparison. Wealthy industrialists, Middle Eastern royalty, and Britain's boldest new money buyers chased this car specifically because nothing else announced a rival quite so dramatically. Owning a Lagonda said you didn't simply want luxury, you wanted the absolute future itself. If you've never seen one in person, photographs genuinely don't do its presence justice. These 10 cars were never just transportation, they were ambition made visible, success you could park outside your front door. Each one captured a different shade of 1980s Britain, from boardroom confidence to country house elegance, from roaring performance to whispered old money. Together, they tell the story of a nation rediscovering wealth, glamour, and pride after years of struggle. Which of these British status symbols would have been parked in your driveway back then? If this journey through Britain's golden decade brought back memories, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who'd appreciate it too. Until next time, this has been Britain Rewind. Keep the memories alive.